And there's your radius of our address here. Okay. But you can also do an MLS number here. You can do a radius 1 mile of an MLS number. Okay. Someone asked this at class. Now, when you first do that, you would think, well, maybe it didn't find it because it says no map selected. But if I hit my map, it still did a mile radius of that MLS number. So my question is, why did it not highlight in red saying map area selected? I don't know, but it still did it. Okay, it still did that MLS number. So for a CMA we're about to go to, that might be something you could do. If you don't know, well, hopefully you know the address of the house, right? But sometimes you don't, sometimes you know the MLS number. Yes, sir.
Is there a trick to, it's really frustrating that you don't know what you have to type in. Like if it's Smithdale, and is it Smith?
Okay.
Or Smithdale, and
I got you here. And I think you're talking about this street name instead of a radius up here. Right.
Like on Rapatoni, you just type in 123S, and it would bring up every street.
Right. Well, if I just type in Maple here, and I go to, and let me get rid of my map here. If I just type in Maple here, everything I should be Maple, Maple Lawn, Maple Wood. It's a starts with. So we assume here starts
on the main
with.
screen, if you go to like the home page,
You have to put an asterisk.
you do like the quick.
And I think you're right on this.
Yeah.
If I type in Maple,
You have to put an asterisk.
yeah, here I think you do have to use that asterisk. I think we should fix that though, because if it's the one way and one, I think we should fix that there. I agree with
But
you.
that's the solution, is asterisk.
Yes, absolutely. Do you guys know about the asterisks?
No.
Okay, okay, that's, hopefully, if you were in our basic class, hopefully I did cover that, okay? Yeah, and you forgot, and there might have been some basic classes, maybe I accidentally didn't illustrate it long enough here. But going back to my search, whenever a name is involved, whether street name or subdivision or public remarks, does anyone ever search by the field public remarks? Okay, maybe no one in here does that?
Yeah,
some people do. Okay, some people do. Okay, so public remarks. So for example, public remarks. One time, or some situations are a barn. Well, outside features doesn't have a barn. If I'm in farm, outside features has a barn. Someone asked, can we add barn to outside features? If your MLS wants us to, we could, sure. But, so for residential, since barn is not there, I might have to use the public remarks to search for barn. I need my asterisks. Asterisk is a wild card. So if I type in barn, asterisk, I need the asterisk at the beginning and the end.
For any word you put in there, you would put an asterisk?
In remarks I should. Because if I did not, if I just had asterisk in the front, that means that's an ends with. I know it ends with. And how many times will they end the 1,000 space character thing with exactly BARN? Probably not. So doing the asterisk is your equals, or your contains. So I don't know what it starts with, hence the asterisk. I don't know what it begins with. And see, as I hover over this, it's going to have a little tip here telling me about it. We should have a little question mark here, by the way. See how we have a question mark here and a question mark here? We need to have a question mark there, but if you hover over here, it pops up too. And it tells you about the asterisk. So that is a contains. Now, besides barn, could someone else call it something else? Like what? Outbuilding. Thank you.
Pole barn.
Pole barn. Well, that should get it.
Yeah.
So the barn. So if I do a comma, asterisk, outbuilding, asterisk, now I'm going to get either barn or outbuilding. Because a comma separated, but I still have the asterisks in the front of both of those there. Now, do they always spell outbuilding one word?
No.
Do they sometimes maybe spell two words?
Yes.
Okay, watch this. So I'm going to put another comma, asterisk, out, space, building, asterisk. Oop. Asterisk. So now I'm getting it outbuilding one word, outbuilding two words, or the word barn. And that comma is simply an or statement. One, or that, or this. And I got 311 matches that has one or the other there. So now that's using remarks. But if I go up to street name And if you remember the classic example of street name that I did in my basic class, what was it?
State route.
State routes. Thank you. See, you were paying attention. All right. State route, or lately I've been using US Route 40. Asterisk 40. I don't think you could have done that in Rapatoni. Rapatoni, you had it contains 40. You had it starts with 40. Well, that didn't start with 40, right? It starts with US or routes or whatever. But we also, so that's an ends with 40. So if I go to my results, I got US Route 40. In fact, let me take out my active status here and show you all the combinations it could have been. US Route 40, US Route 40, US 40, Route 40, US Route, old US Highway 40. Okay? So the asterisk found it, where it was been a little tougher in Rapatoni because of that. But does Route 40 ever change?
Put an asterisk behind that, I can't see.
No. You know why? Because I know for sure it ends with 40. Now, if I'm not sure if it ended with 40, I could put the asterisk at the end. And will I get more or less results? If I put an asterisk, I would actually get more. But I'd probably get State Route 401 or whatever. Okay? So I know for sure it ends in 40. So I don't need the asterisk at the end. And that question mark right here should explain to you all your options in there. Okay? Now, does US Route 40 ever change names? National Road, right?
Right.
National Road Van Dyke. That commercial, wasn't it? Okay. Oh, well, I'm sorry. National. Yeah, I watch too much TV. Okay. US 40 or National Road. Do you see how I used the more button here? So now when I go to results, I get National Road or US 40. I'm getting one or the other. Does that help you? Okay. It could be First Street or it could be First Street, right?
Yep.
Okay. It could be, if I did Maple, if I did asterisk Maple. Now what does asterisk Maple mean?
You're going to get everything with maple with another ending.
Well, I'm sorry, I changed that there. Asterisk Maple with no asterisk at the end.
Street maple.
That means red maple. That means red maple, sterling maple, or just maple. And I hit the wrong button. My bad. See, sugar maple, sterling maple, because I put the asterisk at the beginning, not at the end. If I put it at the end, it's anywhere beginning with, starts with, contains maple. So the asterisk helps you, and on subdivision, okay, asterisk helps you there. But I agree, on the home page, I think we need to have maple work the same way as it did in there. So I agree on there. Okay. Oh, something I didn't finish on my mapping. Just so you know, instead of a address, instead of the MLS number, try Miami Valley Hospital. I can't guarantee it'll always work in all cases. If I can spell right. Can't guarantee it'll work in all cases, but for a quarter mile of Miami Valley Hospital, it worked there, it found it. I could probably try the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. I've done, up in Vandalia, I've done Hilke Park, and I found it. Try that stuff like that. I can't just promise it'll always find it. And one last thing, South Main and West Stewart. Intersections you can do it. And see, now I got the intersection there. Okay? So I just want to show you several different ways of searching by the radius of a map there. Okay? Okay, let's clear the map. CMA now. Okay? So we're skipping over 3, 4. 4 actually I already covered 4. Remember the favorite search there? So I actually did cover 4. Okay, and 5 actually, turning them into an auto email. Remember, I kind of covered that with auto emails up there. So just 3 I missed. So we're just skipping 3 for now. Okay. CMAs. Actually, there's 2 paths to doing a CMA, and they both join together at the same spot. So you'll see this here in a second. The first way is not the way I like to do it, so you can just watch me if you like. And there's nothing wrong with it. My matrix My CMAs, and then click on Start a New CMA. And then it starts here. You got all these tabs up here. Notice all these other tabs are grayed out. You'll see why. Start, well, I need to pick my client, Jennifer Aniston. Need to pick my pages. Well, the reason why, all these other are grayed out is because I have no pages in this CMA. So as I add a cover sheet, now subject, cover, and comparables highlight. As I add subject or adjustments highlight. So as I add the pages there, then they start to highlight here for me. So as I come to step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comparables, I have no comparables in there. That's step 5 of this CMA method. The other way I like to do a CMA, so instead of coming my matrix, my CMAs, and starting a new one here, and going this way, let me show you my other way I like to do it. I like to do my search first. What am I going to search for? Comps, right? Okay. I like to start there. So you could have done it either way. You could have waited until you got to step 5 and then do your search for comps. I'd rather just do that first, because to me that's the most important thing. So I'm going to go to search. Always like picking on residential. By the way, this was something I wanted to show you. Whenever you come in a search, do you find yourself typically saying single family and sale? Would you like to lock that in permanent? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm searching for single family and for sale, because I don't use lease or auction that much. You can lock this in if you like. See where it says criteria, map, and results? And that little cogwheel right there? If you click on that, you can set that as your starting search default. So watch what happens now that I did that.
After you've clicked it?
Yeah. So now when I go to search residential, it's always active, always single family, and always sale in there. So I don't have to keep on picking those.
Okay.
Well, this one time, I might want condos. Well, no big deal, just pick condos. And maybe this time, I don't want sale, and just take that out. But 9 times out of 10, or the majority of the time, I like those already selected for me. And it doesn't have to be those 2 fields. They could be any field up here. Okay? I just think those are kind of popular ones that I've been hearing about. Any question on that? And maybe even throw in active pending if you're always doing active pending. That's up to you. So I'm going to set mine back to what it was. Okay, just active listings. Okay, I'm doing a CMA. I don't want to spend too much time searching for comps. Hopefully you already know how to search for comps. In fact, you could probably teach me how to search for comps depending on your area, okay? Typically what I see is people like to do active, maybe even active pending and pending, and definitely sold, right? 180 days back might be okay. You could shorten that to 90 days or increase it to 365 or whatever. I'll leave it at 180. Does anyone, I'm just kind of curious, anyone use expireds for their CMAs?
Yes.
I like to. I think it's a good idea too because it shows them what not to do. This is the mistake these people made. You want to end up your house being expired too and not selling? Well, it's probably because they overpriced it. Okay, but that's your call. I'm just going to do these.
Can you do dates?
We mean instead of 180 days?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I open up the calendar here, then I can do my date range and go back there, and then I can click on today's date. And now I've got my date range from August 1st to today. Or watch this. Now, I'm glad you said it. I just want to make sure everyone knows this. If I type in 1/1/15, what will I get for solds if I leave it like that?
Just that day.
Just that one day. So I either need to do a -1/ what's today? 27/16, or what's easier?
Plus.
Well, oh my gosh, you guys are good. You must have passed my basics class. Okay. Does that make sense, the plus? Because if you don't, it's exactly that day. All right. I like the date range because if I open this up 6 months later or 4 months later, I don't have to keep changing that date. It's going to be that sliding window. But yeah, I could do a date in there too. Okay? And if I use the plus, I wouldn't have to change it either. Well, I might have to. Single family sale. I think a good time is the radius for this search up here. Okay. I know I say we shouldn't use area numbers. Well, you shouldn't. I don't want to say you shouldn't use area numbers, but we've been down that road. So I'm just going to pick it just for convenience here. Then you're going to throw in, well, if it's 3 bedrooms, you're going to do 3-bedroom homes. If it's got 2 full baths, you're going to do 2 full baths.
If
Sure.
you put that area down there, like Fairborn,
Uh-huh.
do you have to clear off anything up there where it says map search point?
Nope. Nope. Because it's 0.25 miles of what?
You don't put anything in there. you
Right.
just use it.
Absolutely. A lot of people get worried about that. You're right. They think, no, because I just don't have nothing filled in there, so you're okay. Right.
If you're doing a CMA, since you don't like the area, wouldn't you just want to do within 1 mile of the address?
Yeah, I think so. I think you should use that. I think that's a great time to use the map. I tell you what, let's do this because I want to make sure you guys know of a neat feature, just to illustrate it. Let's say we're using our address here. So I'm going to go out 2 miles just because we got a lot of commercial and businesses around us here, okay? So I'm going to go out from 1515 Main Street. And then it's going to say South Main. So when I open up my map, I've got all these listings within 2-mile radius of Main Street. Let me zoom in a little bit here. But once the neighborhood really changes when it crosses over north of 35, it gets more like downtown Dayton, and it really changes when it gets on the west side of the 75 also, okay? It doesn't matter if it's better or worse, it's just different neighborhoods. So do we know that we can eliminate these up here and eliminate these over here? Okay, we did, I think, I should have covered this in my basics class, but I want to make sure. If I go up to that polygon, and I put my dot here, dot there, and draw, click, 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 and click. Let me zoom in on this here. Now, I'm going to move this in, get right on top of where the neighborhood changes at. Okay, that's pretty good there. Come over here, grab it. Oop. Grab it. Grab it. Okay? Well, still didn't eliminate them, did it? Well, if I hover over that red dot, do I want to delete that shape? No, because I need that shape. I'm already including that shape because it's a light blue. I want to exclude that shape. Do you see them drop off there? For those that were in the basics, does that make sense? Remember that? Okay. And remember, everyone thought that was redlining, but I said, no, that's pink. It's pink, so you're okay. You're not redlining? Okay. So all I did want a 2-mile radius, but I just didn't want a 2-mile radius of up here and up here. So I drew that little shape there, and I hovered over that red dot, and I excluded that shape. And it just got rid of it. So I think that was doing a CMA is a perfect time to show you that there. Okay? So if I draw my shape, am I going to put in a zip code or area or school district or things like that? I wouldn't, because you might kind of contradict yourself there. Okay? So I said 3 bedrooms. Now that's exactly 3 bedrooms. I didn't do a plus or a minus or a range. I said exactly 2 full baths. Okay? And I could even come down to my square feet. And I get 62 matches, so I think I need to narrow this down. And we're in this area here, so maybe 1,200, 1,600 square feet. Let's see what we get. 19 matches, not bad, okay. Maybe 1-story houses also. Maybe you got a lot of 2 stories in here. I was just about to say that, so let's do 2-story. Okay, 6. Anyways, we're not here to discuss how good I am at doing comps in this area, okay? You do your search for comps. You can map them if you want to see what you get. Got some solds, got some actives. I go to results here. And man, I actually did a really good job, you guys. I got 3 actives, well, active pending, and 3 sold. So pretty good, isn't it? Okay. Yes, sir.
Is there a way I haven't found that you can change your default settings instead of this, that it would go to the one line with the picture?
Instead of this one, you like which one? The thumbnail?
Those look different than one line.
Does it? You like this one? Do you like the booklet view?
No, the last one you had.
The thumbnail view? You want it to be default to there?
Yeah.
Absolutely. See that little gray wheel right there?
Yeah.
Click it and set it as your default. Now I did this for residential. So if I go do a farm search or something, it'll be back to that one line display. Okay? Do you also know that you can move these columns around? Okay? You can move those columns around and put it in the lineup that you like them in. I can click on area and get rid of area field. I have 3 solds. I like to see the sold date in here. Well, just click and not remove that field, but insert a new column. And I'm going to add sold. Did we cover this in the basics, right?
Yes.
Most classes we covered in the basics, I thought there, right? Okay. So now I got sold date in here. Okay. And I can move that and put it where I like it. And how do I save this? Remember that little piece of paper right here? See where it says agent or one line grid? I can go to that piece of paper and give it my own. Maybe call this one CMA grid. And
So I
save.
can't just make that my default.
Oh, I can make this my default too if I want.
You just go
And
down.
instead of that thumbnail view, I make this one my default. Right there. I can only have one as a default, but yeah.
But can I put that extra information in? Because I think even on that, the
Mm-hmm.
one line with pictures, I still don't think it gives you the sold date.
I still don't know where you're getting that one line with pictures. Maybe I'm missing.
No, I'm sorry,
it.
multi-line with.
Oh, the thumbnail? Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
you
the
do.
thumbnail you cannot do. The thumbnail I cannot add fields because now that grid is gone. Right. So I cannot do it on that, but I can do it on any of the single line stuff I can do. I can do it on there. And I wish we can. Maybe if it was up to me, I would make it to where you can even adjust the thumbnail views. But right now, no. It has to be a single line view.
If you have input, I don't know why they wouldn't put the sold date on sold listing.
I don't know either. And maybe that's something passed on to the MLS. Maybe it's an oversight. I don't know. Because yeah, if I'm searching for sold listings, see these are solds. You would think we should be able to show you the sold price on there. Yeah. May not be a bad idea.
Something we can add.
Yeah. I'll make a note of that.
Or is it under more information? What's under your more
Yeah,
information?
More
you
info.
just have to click
It takes you to a full report. It takes you to a
okay.
full view, right?
Okay.
But I agree with you. I want to make a note of that client thumbnail.
Maybe you should do an agent thumbnail.
Do we have an agent thumbnail? But still, I could see.
It would.
I don't see an
You
agent
don't have-
thumbnail. I see an agent summary, but that's not really a thumbnail.
What it's called on ours is multi-line with pictures. It's not called.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that like a thumbnail? And does that show the sold price?
It does not.
Does not. Okay. I'll just mention it. Sold price. Because
Does it have the date on there?
You have to click
So
the
are
exit.
they-
probably. Oh, right down here. I do see sold price down here.
Yeah, it has price. It
Okay.
doesn't have date.
Don't have date.
Yeah.
If it has cross street, I could care less about cross street. Give me
Yeah.
Those are active.
Date.
So I
Yeah, and
think-
those are actives too.
Yeah.
You were saying you want the sold date and the sold price, is that
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
This
I can
I'll
see that.
Go into it.
I can see that. And let me pull that up the multi-line with pictures because it does. See, it does have sold price, but I don't see sold date. Yeah, I'll mention it. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I write a lot of BPOs and
Sure.
and I have to do double.
Sold date. I agree. Sold date. Because it definitely looks like there's space for it there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll mention and see what they say. Sure.
The one that there's a sold price on that one, drop it down again.
Yeah, it has price.
Yeah, it has price, but not date.
Not date.
Sold price.
No, but no date.
Right, but not date.
But not date.
Right.
You could click on tax, right?
Oh, sure.
And that's.
Yeah. You can click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an extra page, an extra. What if I print this out? Right. Yeah, I agree, sure, absolutely. If you guys see things like that, mention it to the MLS. Might be a reason why they don't, might be a reason why they just overlooked it. I'm not
Actually,
sure.
we haven't had an opportunity yet to address
Sure.
profiles, and that's coming up.
Sure.
We are gonna be doing this.
Okay, good.
Now that we're into this.
Yeah, so please, you guys are eyes and ears out there. I mean, so very good idea there. Very good idea. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure you knew you can create your own grids, as many as you like there. Now, just for time's sake, I'm going to pick all 6 of these houses. Okay, I like to have 3 of souls, 3 actives. Then I'm going to pick, now there's a quick CMA down here. Quick CMA will open up and show you those 6 broken down by actives and its status, or statistics, and it'll show you the souls with their statistics there too. Okay. There you go. There is a 3 up side by side report, which kind of shows you the 3.
When you just went by that one so quickly, did that have the sold prices in it?
It should, yeah. I'll pull it back up. Yeah, I'm sure the quick one does. Yeah. Only on the souls, the actives don't have them, of course. Yeah, see sales price, sale price to list price ratio, original price, CDOM, and you even calculate them all for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they had dates on there of each listing, but you know.
Right there, sold it.
Oh, right there, right there. My bad. It does have it. My bad. Okay, but I want to do a CMA. So here's your back door. Remember my first method, I went to CMAs here. But now I did my search first, got my results, picked the comps, and when I'm ready, I'm going to hit the CMA button right here. And it's going to take these 6 and move them into the CMA over here. Now you're saying, well, Keith, we're back at square one, where we started 20 minutes ago. Wouldn't it have been faster if we just stayed that route? No, because when we come in here, just let me say Eddie Bauer here, pages, and let me pick my pages here. Okay. Now look, when I go to step 5 here, I've already got those done. That's the step that saved me. So it doesn't matter if you start there or start your search first. It don't matter if they come together at this point. That's what I was illustrating here. But on step 2 here, there are no pages in here. So what I encourage you to do is we give you 2 cover sheets. So pick them both. Just see what they look like. We are eventually going to have, I don't know how soon, have a little preview button. So as you hover here, you can preview it. Right now we don't. The only preview is once you go to the finish, then preview it. Okay? So watch this. This is what I would suggest. We have 2 of these summary adjustment pages. I can click on that one, click on that one. We have several comparable pages. Instead of clicking each one individually, if I just click on the header up here, it pulls them all over. Same thing with static. Now what are static pages? Pages that don't change. They're static. Okay? They just stay the same message no matter what. So there's a lot of neat ones out there, but a lot of them that say the same thing but just laid out a little differently, a little different verbiage. So you probably won't use all of these, but you don't know what they look like. So I would just encourage picking them all, moving them over. And we'll look at them. Well, we're not going to spend all time in here looking at them. And the very last one is just a map. So here I added all these pages here. You can upload your own pages. So if you've got your own cover sheet or something, you can add that. Do you have a question?
I think that sources of buyers look at that one, because I went through this and I was shocked at
The graphic in there?
the year.
Okay.
I mean, it goes way, I mean, it's not current at all.
Is it? Okay. Okay. We might need to look at that page because, yeah, it might be outdated. Yeah, I might want to look at
I think it's that one.
Okay, so in that case, don't use that one. So yeah, we'll look at that one. But if you don't like our cover sheets, you can upload your own. Just go in here, and find it in your computer. As long as it's a PDF file, you can upload it there. Okay?
Would that be the same thing if you're uploading a photo on the property if you were doing this evening?
No, that will come over here in the subject page. That's where I can add the photo to the subject property.
Okay.
Right. Okay? So just hold my thought. Hold that thought. I added every page here, and you'll notice you'll be able to click them and move them up or move them down in the order. You'll be able to click it and remove it. I don't want to remove that one yet because I want to see how bad it looks. So you can remove these, but for now, I'm going to leave them all in there. After I look at them here under finish, I can take out, remove these up, and once I get it all done, I can hit set as defaults. And I won't have to do this again. Okay? So, with that said, I'm going to go to the subject tab. Now, the subject property, if it has been in the MLS before, type in the MLS number and hit fill. Saves you a lot of space, or saves you a lot of time. If you're not sure if it had been listed before, just do a search for it. Okay? If it is not in the MLS, which I believe we go back to 98 or 99, and it's not there, you can just type it in manually. Okay? That's your worst case scenario, is where you have to type it in manually. And then you can go out and add your own picture of it. You can type in your street number, street name, and fill all this stuff in manually. But if you did find it in the MLS, it would pull over all that information, including the picture, for you. If it pulls over any information or picture, you can always get rid of it and use your own and override it. Okay? Down here at the bottom of your CMA, we have a lot of fields in here, but we might be missing some fields that you like to add yourself. So go in here and create your own fields. I always use something like landscaping. Because landscaping is not a field in the MLS that I know of. So now, this person, Eddie, he might have spent thousands of dollars fixing up his landscaping, and I want to give him credit where when I compare his house to these other houses, they don't have that nice landscaping. So I want to make an adjustment for that there. So you can go in and make a lot of adjustments here. Okay, I think you get about 8 of them here. And you can save those as a custom default too. So you don't have to keep adding the same custom fields every time. Yes, ma'am.
So I also am a member of RISC, and that's where I started. And on that one, you can search from the auditor's website.
Right.
So that's no longer.
Not yet, anyways. I think I have seen that in some Matrix accounts. I want to just make sure I don't forget that.
Can I ask what she said?
Yeah. She said that, and I think that's not just with the subject property. She said that, if I don't see it in the MLS, and instead of me manually type it in, can we import it from the tax records? And not just the subject page, but also the comparables page. Import from Realist. I think we can do it. I just need to check on that, because I think that's needed there. I think I made a note of that. I just want to make sure I follow up. So see, now when I go from the subject page and comps, what if there's a for sale by owner that's in this neighborhood that would be a perfect comp? It's not in the MLS, right? So I'd want to be able to manually add that comp from a tax record. So we might need an import from tax or from Realist here, which I think would be a good idea. Okay. Cover sheets. This is just their house, Eddie's address, my information. Pretty straightforward on here. Comparables. Now, if I come back in 2 or 3 months later, the market is probably changing, right? I probably want to keep this fresh and up to date. So I could select some listings that are no longer valid because they're getting a little bit on the older side, and I could remove them. I could also come in and do a new search right here, add from listings, and watch what happens. It remembers that criteria, even the map that I drew. Remember that area I drew with the map and I cut off the top part and the west side? It even remembered that. So 2 months later, I could just come back in and do a search, and I might get some new solds. I might get some new actives out there. Okay? So right now there is nothing new. I've already got everything out there, but that's the way to keep it fresh. Map. It's just going to map all 6 houses, well 7, if I give it my address or Eddie's address. Adjustments. Who likes making adjustments? You do, okay. Had to be one of you in here, okay. Well, adjustments. You can go in and say, well, for bedrooms. Every bedroom is a plus or minus, well, I don't know. I'm not an appraiser. Well, you could say maybe $2,000. Well, I don't have any data on how many of the subject property. I didn't fill that in, but if this has 4, but all these have 3, it would add $2,000 to each house because these houses don't have 1 less bedroom. If they had 4, then it would add it there. But I can go and manually type in a negative $2,000, subtract it, or I can add $2,000 if I want to make it equal. I don't like doing that because I'm not an appraiser. I don't know the difference between a 3 and a 4 bedroom house. You can, if you want to, have at it. And then the very last field over here, remember landscaping that I added? There it is. I can start throwing in, maybe that landscaping's in poor shape. Maybe this one's in average shape. Maybe that one's in excellent shape compared to their house.
And how do you add those fields?
Remember, that was back on pages. Or I'm sorry, on subjects. And remember I said the manual, it was down here at the very bottom. Remember I added landscaping? I could add more. And if you always like those fields, save it as your default. If you don't, that means you're just saving it for this one time only. So maybe you don't normally do that there. Right. Pricing. Pricing is where you can come in and say, okay, here's the stats. Wow, big range. 17,000 to 188,000, big difference there.
You've got one in Oakland.
I know. I didn't do my best job of picking these. So I can come in here and say, well, this is what I think our range should be. Anywhere from 40,000 to 150,000. Whatever. And here's my notes to explain that. And then you go to finish. And for the most part, you're done. It does auto-save it as you go through. You can hit that little floppy disk right there to permanently save it and make sure. Here's all those pages. So if you want to take a sneak peek at it, hit the view. Give it a second. It's got a lot of pages that'll pull down. But once this pulls down, I can go page by page, toggle back to this one, and take out the pages I don't like, and start looking at what I like here. Here we go. So here's the first page. Here's the second page. Here's the third page, fourth page, fifth page. Okay. Come back over here, go back to my Pages tab. And as I look at them here, I can go back here and start taking them out. I don't need 2 cover sheets, do I? So start taking that out. Start picking this one, taking them out. Start rearranging that. And once I get it done, set it as my defaults. And I don't have to keep adding those again. Okay? So that's it. Yeah, you might want to look at all these, and especially like that one she was talking about, the sources of buyers. That's probably way down here at the bottom. And we're about out of time.
It's from 2009.
Is it? Okay, wow, that is pretty old. Okay. A lot of these are, like I said, they're redundant. They say the same thing, but just laid out. Oh, there it is, sources of buyers. Does it actually say that on the...
Right there under sources.
Oh, 2009. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Let's use a pencil and write 2016 on it.
Are you gonna do this
No.
one? 'Cause they do it every year.
What's that?
I mean, will you be loading the new one?
I can see sources.
I mean, they do it every year.
Sure. Buyers. Yeah, why not? Why not keep it updated? Right. Okay. I'll see if we can update that. I agree. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, and then you're done. How do you find that CMA? Just go to contacts, one way. Go to Eddie Bauer, and here's the 2 CMAs I have for him under here. Or I could go to My Matrix and go to My CMAs, and there's his 2 that I've saved there for him. Okay. A couple things real quick to kind of finish up on. I don't have any listings. Someone let me do this in yesterday's class. You guys know about recent searches up here? We remember your 50 most recent searches, and I'm going to see if I can find a search from yesterday. This is for an agent that she let me go behind the scenes as her. Her name was Tina, right here. Okay. So, do you guys know how you can add your photo in here? And she did that in class real quick, and she wanted to know how to crop the photo. She was just testing with this. Let me go behind the scenes as her real quick here. Because I don't have listings. She has 2 listings that I want to show off here. We have hit counters. Do you guys know we have hit counters on your listings? Okay. So if you hit hit counters, you can see your active listings and how many hits they have. How many agent portals they're sitting on. How many agent full views have been opened up. How many client has made it a favorite. How many clients have made it a possibility. How many auto emails it's a part of. How many views in the last 14 days they had. How many agent published and rejected. That's part of the concierge right here. If on the concierge, if I approve it and I send it out to my client, that's called published. If it's on the concierge and I reject it, that's called rejected. That's where those 2 are coming from. IDX, that's your public search links out there. How many hits it has from the IDX public search links. And how many agent views within Matrix has it been viewed. And that's on the full view we count there. So we're seeing how many internal hits from the agents. But this,
Which agents?
no, I don't think so. If I click on it, it opens up this little graph, and no, it doesn't tell me what agents, which I think would be kind of neat. And then I can put these check marks here, and I can see a little graph of the portals, the agent views, and IDX views, and I can email this or print this to my client out there. So, so that's these links right here. What's that?
Where did you find that?
That was under, on the home page, you've got my listings,
Okay.
my hit counters.
Okay.
Pulls up your active listings, and then you can see all the hits you have there.
One
Okay.
thing else I saw, Keith, that I was unsure of, because I wanted to print our souls that showed up on it to add it to our website, because you only add to your website by the MLS number, you can't add it by the address.
Right.
And basically, when I printed it off, the MLS number showed up on the screen, but when I printed it, it didn't have the MLS number on the print.
Right click and print. That might have been where the problem is at. Was you right here when you were doing it? Or
No,
where?
if you go to search for souls, number of souls.
Oh, from your home page.
Yeah, from your home page.
Sold listings.
Sold listings.
Right.
Okay. They have the MLS number on the left side. You do a right click print.
Right click right here and hit print. I don't know if I would do that. I would
Just go to the print on the very top.
I would select it here and use the print button here.
Okay.
Use that print button.
Okay, that's where I would do.
Yeah. So the right click print probably was what caused it there. Try that.
All right.
All right, we are out of time, you guys. I do think I'll stay around and ask more questions, but I want to thank you guys, and Peggy's got your CEs for you, so make sure you don't leave without those there. Whew, good class, you guys. You guys wore me out. Yeah.